Two programs with great football tradition. Texas A&M with its sharp core of cadets. And the First Lady of Aggie Land, Reveille. There's the bearded mountaineer ready to go. And so is the West Virginia band, who plays country roads better than John Denver ever did. Welcome to the AutoZone Liberty Bowl on ESPN, part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Today, the 7-5 Texas Aggies out of the SEC facing the 7-5 Mountaineers of West Virginia from the Big 12. Hello again, everybody, and Happy New Year. I'm Clay Matvick alongside my partner, former West Virginia tight end Anthony Becht, who promises to be on his best behavior today.
It's going to be a fantastic matchup between these two teams. I can't wait.
Speaking of West Virginia, they're in a bowl game in large part because of the play of their quarterback. Unfortunately, Clint Trickett announced his retirement from the game on Friday. He's had several concussions in the last 14 months.
Oh, he will be missed. There's no question. He's been the glue to this offense. Just under 300 yards passing a game. When he's dialed in, he's been one of the best quarterbacks in college football.
For more on Clint, here's Don Davenport.
Yeah, Clay, Clint Trickett said that he did everything he could to just get back even on the practice field to help his team prepare for this one. But at this point, he still can't get through a workout, and that led to his decision to retire from playing and step into coaching. And that's what you're going to see out of him here today. Now, he tells me he looks at quarterback Skyler Howard as his first student. He spent a lot of time working with him the last week to make him better. Now, he also tells me he's going to stand right next to head coach Dana Holgorsen all game. Coach telling him, guys, that he is going to be the eyes and the ears for Skyler Howard.
His new career starts today, and here is Skyler Howard making his second career start.
They had a good game against Iowa State. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Protect the football for this young man. And the one element he brings in this game, Clay, is the ability to move his legs, extend the play in the pocket, create something in the running game. That's an added feature Texas A&M will have to deal with today.
Coincidentally, the Aggies are not ending the season with the quarterback they started with. True freshman Kyle Allen has been the signal caller since November 1st.
Well, he gets his 5th opportunity. He's a true freshman, folks. It's been an up and down season, trying to pick up the offense. He's trying to get it down. The one thing he has is extremely talented wide receivers. He must get the ball out of his hands quickly today, avoid the pressure, and make smart reads to be successful for his offense today.
Well, for both quarterbacks, today serves as an audition for 2015. And here are the coaches. Kevin Sumlin, a couple of bowl wins and a Heisman winner in his first 2 seasons at Texas A&M. And his former offensive coordinator, Dana Holgorsen, has West Virginia in the postseason for the 3rd time under his watch. So an interesting element with both coaches who know each other so well.
Well, you got to think both of these guys want to prove something to each other, one learning from one another. So this would be a fantastic matchup between the 2 coaches.
Trey Williams back deep for Texas A&M, along with Speedy Noyle. Texas A&M won the toss, elected to receive. Michael Molinari has it in the air. We're underway from Memphis, and it's a short kick fielded by Noyle. Finds some room along the far sideline, gets across the 30, and Texas A&M will go to work on offense. Well, at first, the post-Johnny Manziel days were happy. A 5-0 start, including that impressive beatdown of South Carolina in the opener. But just as Kenny Hill was beginning to receive Heisman talk, that unsightly 59-0 shutout in Tuscaloosa. They did rally to win 2 of the last 4 games, including the stunning win at number 3 Auburn. Today they go for their 4th straight bowl win. Kyle Allen on the speed sweep, hands it off. Not a lot of operating room. Sabian Holmes is wrapped up as we take a look at Kyle Allen. Quite an odyssey at the quarterback position in the first year after Johnny football. This guy has stepped in and done a pretty good job.
A lot of quick passes on tape when I watch this young man. The question is, will they open up the playbook and let him shoot the ball down the field to his big wide receivers?
After the loss of 1 2nd and 11, a screen out to the far side and getting out close to the 40-yard line. That's Malcolm Kennedy, their only senior wide receiver. He certainly missed his leadership in October when he was out with a shoulder injury. This Texas A&M team, they waste no time. Either of these offense will waste any time today. Both out of that air raid tradition. After the 9-yard pickups, 3rd down and 2. Hitting the backfield is Trey Carson. Kyle Rose, the nose tackle for West Virginia. Tony Gibson, the defensive coordinator, says he's a no-glory guy, but he gets the job done.
Yeah, it's all about taking on double teams, winning your position. And when you can make a play in the backfield, you get there, make sure the running back feels it right there. He inflicts the pain on the back, and that's how you have to do to set the tempo at the line of scrimmage on defense.
Well, the biggest reason West Virginia's back in a bowl game, the improvement on defense. And they're going to get off the field here as Vernon Davis is back to return the punt from Drew Kaiser. Kaiser ranked 11th nationally, a 45-yard average. This is a boomer. Bounces inside the 10 toward the sideline, and it's going to be a long field for Skyler Howard and company. A punt of 53 yards. Well, coming off a 4-win season, the schedule was daunting in 2014 for the Mountaineers. 5 top 12 teams they faced. The signature win came in mid-October against number 4 Baylor. Meanwhile, that offense set a program record, scoring 30 or more points in 8 straight, 9 overall, but all but one of those came with Trickett at quarterback.
Yeah, you're right. This will be a different offense, folks. You're going to see a little more running game. Like I said, Howard is a guy that can be explosive with his legs. It'll be an element they'll have to defend against, but get the ball to Kevin White, offered down the field to make big plays in the passing game.
From the 7, West Virginia, its first possession. And Howard hands off. That's Russell Shell. He leads the run game at 70 yards per contest. It's going to be a short pickup. Skyler Howard, JC transfer, thrust into the spotlight. He's played well the last couple of games.
Yeah, well, there's only a small sample size on him. He played well against Iowa State. You see 0 interceptions. That's going to be key in this game. He must protect the football.
Looking to throw for the first time. It's an easy toss to Kevin White, first-team All-American. Was a finalist for the Biletnikoff Award and the nation's top receiver. He's going to be fun to watch here today, but West Virginia looking at a 3rd and medium here on their opening series.
You see number 98 Walker for Texas A&M getting the start today, setting the tone for his defensive line early.
3rd down and 6. Howard out of the gun. Chased into the end zone, got rid of it, knocked down, and nearly intercepted up front by Hardrick Walker, the nose tackle. And it's 4th down for the Mountaineers.
They tried to run a screen pass to Shell. You'll see the pressure up front, and they're going to get a lot of that coming on the outside. But he just gets the ball away, throws it away to make sure there's no possible interceptions. Almost gives it to number 98, Walker, on that play.
Nick O'Toole to punt from out of the end zone. Speedy Noyle to return. And it's a short kick. Checks up at the 42-yard line. And great field position for Texas A&M when we come back. Just how it goes. Air raid offenses, a couple of 3-and-outs to start. Welcome back to Memphis in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. Here is today's Keys to the Game, brought to you by Franklin American Mortgage.
Well, West Virginia is going to bring 6, 7 rushers sometimes. Texas A&M has to pick up the pressure. And on defense, be fundamentally sound. When you watch them on tape, Clay, they're missing a lot of tackles because they're not in the proper gap. West Virginia's got a great opportunity to run the football today. Texas A&M has been poor. And you watch this game, hopefully they can bring some heat on defense and ruffle this freshman quarterback for Texas A&M.
Each offense with a 3-and-out to start. Great field position to begin this series for the Aggies. Kyle Allen chase. Now finds a man wide open, caught. Josh Reynolds, touchdown. A 44-yard hookup, and that's a record setter for Reynolds. His 13th touchdown grab of the year.
That's a busted coverage, Clay. And when you get time and protection, the quarterback can see the field. And right there, West Virginia's defense loses Reynolds. If there's one guy on the field you don't want to lose, it's him. Came in with 12 touchdown catches and gets this rookie quarterback, freshman quarterback, off to a good start.
He just passed Mike Evans and Jeff Fuller with a single season touchdown record at A&M. And now this is Josh Lambo for the extra point. He has been perfect on those this year, 54 for 54. 7-0 Texas A&M. Kyle Allen, the rookie, hooking up with the sophomore Josh Reynolds from 44 yards away.
The 2014 AutoZone Liberty Bowl is brought to you by AutoZone. For the parts, accessories, and advice you need, get in the zone. AutoZone. The Quicksilver Card from Capital One. Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back every purchase, every day. And Land Rover. Above and beyond.
That 99-yard touchdown run by Terry Baker of Oregon State, the only scoring in the 1962 Liberty Bowl. Baker, the Heisman Trophy winner that year. I don't expect that we're going to see this pass touchdown for A&M be the only score in this game. These are two high-octane offenses.
They are. And when you blow coverage like that, it's going to make it easy. Both of these defenses have to clamp down against these wide receivers.
Josh Reynolds, 44-yard touchdown reception. Taylor Bertolette ready to kick it off for the Aggies. Very dangerous Mario Alford back deep for the Mountaineers. He has 2 touchdown returns on kickoffs this year, including a 100-yarder against Alabama. Dancing toward the near sideline, gets loose and steps out of bounds short of the 30. Let's go back to that touchdown pass.
When you watch this play, there's a busted coverage. You got Muldrow here and Worley. Worley's going to fall back, but watch number 84 right here, Kennedy, the inside. He's going to pull Mulroy, and he's going to get lost. And what Worley's going to have to do, number 7, he's got to pick a guy, and no one's there to cover him, and wide open becomes Reynolds. A busted coverage, 2 guys not on the same page, and Muldrow is starting today because Pettaway is out because he had a targeting from the last game, so he'll miss the first 2 quarters. A big play right there from the defense.
Josh Reynolds, the junior college transfer. As Skyler Howard takes a shot deep, man wide open, standing at midfield and hauling it in is Jordan Thompson, the junior out of Katy, Texas. Nobody accounted for him. That's a gain of 22.
Nobody falling back in that zone. Thompson finds wide open, good protection. Howard finds the opening. Right now, both quarterbacks finding a nice groove against the defenses.
5 wide receivers here on first down at 10. West Virginia in plus territory. Howard will run. And Alaka makes the tackle as we look at the impact players.
Well, offensively, West Virginia, it's going to be Shell, the tailback. This kid is explosive. When he gets the ball, his first cut is down the field. White's a premier wide receiver, folks. He's going to be a big-time draft pick. Watch for Garrett, defensive end, the top sack leader on this team. And Matthews is a nosy safety that's going to be affecting in this running game.
Impact players presented by the U.S. Navy. Second down and 6. Here's Shell. It's going to be out close to a first down. Gain of 5. Shell ran for a season high 146 yards and a touchdown on 22 carries against Iowa State. One thing we have seen for West Virginia here as the season has unfolded is they're relying more on the run game than they ever have.
Yeah, people think they're all pass, but this year 70% of their offense is set up by the running game.
3rd and very short. High snap. Howard gives it off to Shell again, and he has stood up. Good second effort there, but I think he is still short. As Julian Obioha, the captain of the defense at the defensive end spot, made the hit for Texas A&M.
Yeah, it's a poor snap right off the way. We see number 31, a nosy, strong safety trying to disrupt the tailback there. We talked about it. He's going to be in the box if West Virginia is going to try to run the football today.
Well, West Virginia keeps Skyler Howard in the offense out there on 4th down and 1. They are 9 of 20 this year on 4th down. Play clock to 5. Another high snap. Howard is going to throw. Man falls down. There comes the penalty flag as Kevin White got tripped up. Devontae Harris and White get tangled in the secondary, and the flag comes out.
You see the aggressiveness early. 4th and 1, man-to-man coverage. And West Virginia says, hey, we know we can get it on the run. Let's go for the big play. They get the PI off of it.
Pass interference. Defense number 1. It's a spot foul. Automatic first down.
Walter Davenport, our lead official. It's an ACC crew here today.
Tall task for Harris, one-on-one against one of the best wide receivers in the game. And they see their feet get tangled up, falls down. Easy call for the referee. This is the automatic first down for this West Virginia offense.
Big break for the Mountaineers. Shell in the backfield. behind Howard, but more flags and a false start.
False start. Offense, number 57. 5-yard penalty. So first down.
That's sophomore left tackle Adam Pankey for West Virginia. Yeah, it's a typical Dana Holgorsen air raid. 315 through the air. That's 9th in the nation, but 188 on the ground. Pretty impressive, too, for West Virginia. And they stay on the ground here with Shell hit, and he is spun backwards. Good pressure there by that defensive front of Texas A&M. That's going to be a loss of 2. Armani Watts, the free safety, was in there. Bass and Alaka helped out as well.
Yeah, great job just really putting a standstill on the offensive line. You see Watts, you see Bass, these guys coming through into the backfield. They have to do that to disrupt the run.
Texas A&M as Mark Hagan is the interim defensive coordinator. Mark Snyder was fired. That pass is incomplete. It's going to be 3rd down and long. Snyder fired after this Texas A&M defense allowed an SEC worst 449 yards per game. And that run game of LSU in the season finale in particular shredded that defense of A&M.
Yeah, you know, one of the things he talked about is simplifying the defense. Let these guys go play fast. Don't give them 2 responsibilities. Just let them go play football today.
44% on 3rd down are the Mountaineers. Howard sets, throws over the middle, and a big hit. And a penalty flag comes out. This could be targeting on Matthews.
This will be huge, too. Matthews is a guy they need in the back end. He's their senior leader. Big collision there. The question was, Clay, was it helmet to helmet on this play?
Howard, the senior, playing his last game as an Aggie. He doesn't want to see it end too early here today. He's the team leader in tackles and pass breakups. Really went in hard to Jordan Thompson.
Personal foul. Defense, number 31. It's a targeting foul. This play is under further review.
So now the fact that it's targeting, the question is, it goes up to the booth and all they have to see is the helmet making contact with the helmet. That's all they need to decipher. And right now, that's an awfully high hit on a defenseless wide receiver. Right there, I see helmets colliding. So from what I understand, the referees are going to see that. They see helmets touching. That's going to be a targeting penalty and an ejection.
Riley Johnson is joining us in the booth. He is from the ACC. And Riley, what are you seeing there?
Well, one of the things the replay is looking at on this play is a defenseless player, exactly like what you said. And anytime that you have a defenseless player, any shot to the neck or head area is targeting.
Okay.
So the replay officials will look at it.
And Dennis Redding is our replay official today. He's seeing the same looks you are at home.
This is probably the best look for our fans. You see the helmets colliding right there. You know, to me, Riley, that looks pretty cut and clear. We'll see.
Yeah. Replay officials will look at it to confirm the call, but anytime you've got a defenseless player, just stay out of the neck and the head area.
And they're not judging intent, right? Their job is just to look for the contact.
They're looking at the officials make the call on the field.
Right.
Here comes the call from Walter Davenport. He has word from Dennis Redding.
The personal foul on number 31 stands. That player will be disqualified. The 15-yard penalty has been enforced.
So Texas A&M just lost its starting strong safety, Howard Matthews. And the senior has played his last in a Texas A&M uniform. So now we'll probably see more of Donovan Wilson, Devontae Burns, Floyd Raven in that secondary because they have just lost Matthews to targeting.
Well, you know, he's cheering off the field. I'd be pretty disappointed. Obviously, I'm getting knocked out of my last game as a senior, and he's the guy they're going to be sorely missing because he was one of their big playmakers. We talked about him being an impact player for this football game, and now he's out in the first quarter.
Again, we talked about this defense. It's been maligned. It has been beaten up. It doesn't have a full-time defensive coordinator, and now they're without Matthews. This is Dreamus Smith out of the backfield and gets to the 12-yard line. It is Devontae Burns making the stop after the 8-yard pickup. Burns is going to be one of the guys that's going to have to step up now in that A&M secondary.
Yeah, and that'll be a lot of pressure. It's been a tough year for this defense. Scheme-wise, making tackles, shedding blocks, all those things have to heighten here in the red zone.
8th play of the drive for the Mountaineers. Handoff. Smith again, and this time he is punched in the backfield. Driven down hard by Alaka. The true freshman with a very bright future for Texas A&M is number 42.
Yeah, one thing as a defender, can you get off blocks, shed them, and make tackles? That's one of the things that's been poor for this team, but they see a special talent in this young man. They say he does things that you can't coach as a coaching staff.
This Aggies defense trying to force a Mountaineers field goal when Del Smallwood is in the backfield for West Virginia. 3rd down and 5. Howard sets to throw, going to the end zone, and it is caught, but out of bounds is Shorts. Dakiel Shorts, the sophomore, climbed the ladder and made an acrobatic catch, but out of bounds.
Yeah, he's got a corner route. Really nice ball, just can't get his body in bounds. Pulls it in for the catch, but just too much speed running that corner route pulls him out of bounds.
So now Josh Lambert, the Lou Groza Award finalist, 27 of 36 with a career long of 55, comes on 27 made field goals this year, tops in the country, and 122 points. Sets up from 32 yards out of the hold of Michael Molinari. And West Virginia is on the board with 7:49 to go here in the first quarter. Texas A&M gets in the end zone. The Mountaineers settle for a field goal. Capital One Bowl Mania continues tonight at 5:30 Eastern. Oklahoma and number 17 Clemson in the Russell Athletic Bowl. Then Arkansas and Texas in the Advocare V100 Texas Bowl at 9 Eastern on ESPN. That's an intriguing matchup. Old Southwest Conference rivals meeting for the first time since '08. They used to meet every year. The Corps Cadets all fired up as A&M has the early lead here at the AutoZone Liberty Bowl alongside former West Virginia tight end Anthony Becht on Playmatic. As Texas A&M ready to get it back. Speedy Noyle, Trey Williams back to return this kick from Michael Molinari. This one is going to be short of the end zone as well. It's Trey Williams on the return, gets to the 20, the 25, and he's toppled at the 26. And let's take a look at our impact players brought to us by the U.S. Navy.
We already saw Reynolds. He's Mr. Touchdown. Caught one earlier in the game. Trey Carson is one of a few backs that's going to get the ball. He's the downhill, versatile running back. Quitakowski, linebacker, just under 100 tackles, been all over the field this year. And Carl Joseph, folks, you talk about a modern-day Ronnie Lott. This guy's going to bring the wood when those receivers come across the field.
He is a hard-hitting junior safety. And this is an aggressive defense for Tony Gibson. As the freshman throws it to the 30, immediately slipping down is Reynolds. Like the turf was a little slick for him there. A penalty flag comes out.
I think he picked it up.
Yeah, they did. They picked it up. That's good. We got better things to do. 7:24 to go here, opening quarter. And this is Trey Carson getting a touch, and then he's touched up by that defense of West Virginia. Shaq Riddick, number 4, by far the best pass rusher, but he's pretty good against the run, too.
He is their top sack maker. He's got 7, but TFLs, you see the movement, the quickness. He's their Myles Garrett type of defensive end defender.
Now a 3rd and 9 for Texas A&M. Kyle Allen. Time to throw, wants a deep ball, and it's nearly picked off. Probably should have been by Terrell Chestnut, the corner. It was double coverage, and he nearly had the INT.
But Chestnut does a nice job of getting on top of the receiver and really running the route for him. You see him right there, finding the football, staying ahead. of Pope, number 18. Great job defensively, forcing another punt.
And it's the second 3 and out for Tony Gibson's defense. The first-year defensive coordinator has done a great job, Anthony, improving that unit. This return is no return for Vernon Davis. The 27. Good punt again by Kaiser. West Virginia defense is fired up. Shaq Riddick with that hit in the backfield, and we were headed to break, but there's a penalty marker down that came in late.
And again, when you have 2 young quarterbacks, Clay, field position will be important. Hurting yourself with penalties on either side, as we've seen early in this game, will really hurt each team.
After the play, personal foul, 26 on the kicking team, 15-yard penalty, first down.
That's Devontae Burns for Texas A&M. Walter Davenport, the lead official today, he's retiring after the ball game. These two teams have given him a workout here early as a retirement gift. The New Year's Six kicks off on New Year's Eve with Ole Miss and TCU in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, followed by Boise State and Arizona in the Vizio Fiesta Bowl, Mississippi State, Georgia Tech in the Capital One Orange Bowl. It all starts at 12:30 Eastern on ESPN. And another SEC Big 12 matchup in Atlanta, just like we're seeing here today in Memphis.
Yeah, Boykins versus Bo Wallace, the 2 quarterbacks for each team. You know TCU is going to be fired up for that game. They're thinking they should have been in the playoffs this year, but they were bumped out by Ohio State, so they got something to play for against an SEC power.
42-yard line is where West Virginia will start. Their best starting field position of the day, and running it is Shell. He's had 3 100-yard games this year, picks up 2 there. West Virginia drove deep into Texas A&M territory on their last series, had to settle for a field goal. They got a little help from a targeting penalty. Second down and 8. Skyler Howard making his second career start for the Mountaineers. A play fake, now dancing around, looking downfield, throws on the run short, caught. First down to the 45 for Shell out of the backfield. Did they not whistle him dead? He's inside the 5-yard line.
This will be interesting.
Everyone stopped playing. Shell, the only one who didn't, and he gets down to the 4-yard line.
Well, it looks like he got tackled and rolled off the defender. We'll have to see here if any of his body parts hit the ground. You see he has the football. There's actually a face mask in the play there. I do see his knee, though, hitting the ground. They're probably going to have to take a look at that. This speed of the offense, they got these refs moving pretty quick today.
The previous play is under review.
That's a run of 52 yards for Shell, but based on what we just saw and what we're going to see here again on this replay, I think this is coming back.
Yeah, you'll see the defenders for Texas A&M. They're tackled him right there, folks. His knee hits the ground. Should be an easy call.
Riley Johnson, our official in the booth from the ACC. Have any objections from what we just said?
No, the angle that I saw there, it looked like his knee was down. So our official was in excellent position, but if he's not 100% sure the knee was down, then they're going to continue and let the runner run. So the replay official will come in and take a look at it.
And that makes sense. I mean, you have replay, you can get it fixed, but you'd hate to have it where his knee didn't hit.
Right,
and the play
score.
Exactly.
So you don't want to do that.
Dana Holgorsen calls the plays for this offense, even though Shannon Dawson is officially the offensive coordinator. A couple of weeks ago, Dawson was named the offensive coordinator at Kentucky, where he will call the plays. So he's leaving after this game. But this is a well-balanced West Virginia offense this year.
Yeah, you're right. And I think they are feeding off the run. And when you have a great tailback, I think that just helps the passing game explode even more. And you talk about a coach that usually has a 4,000-yard passer.
After further review, the player was down on the 46-yard line. He did make the line of the game. First down.
You talk about him having 4,000-yard passers year after year in the past, but you see how he's adapted, and I think that's a good sign when you see a lot of coordinators, they get a little hard-headed, narrow-minded, and they don't want to open it up. He's developed himself and really used the weapons that he has on the field.
And he has returned West Virginia to the postseason after their first bowl miss in 12 years. Yeah, not stubborn at all. He is changing. He's turned West Virginia into a pretty good team in the Big 12. That's a 9-yard gain officially instead of a 52-yard gain. Still got to give Shell some credit for not quitting on the play.
And they're in this 3-back, 30 personnel, 3 backs, no tight ends, folks. See an option or something crazy out of this formation.
Howard, time to throw. And he overshot the intended receiver, Kevin White. And another penalty flag. Monte Harris, number 1, he was in the coverage again. It's going to be a false start on West Virginia.
And that's their second one right now.
Illegal formation on the offense. They had more than 4 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
They had Shell, Smallwood, and Dreamer Smith in the backfield.
Well, the problem is you got to be on top of formations. West Virginia likes to roll a lot of different multiple looks, and for offensive linemen, tackles have to be up, receivers have to be on the same page, getting on the line of scrimmage, and right there they were a man short.
Defense for Texas A&M again playing without Howard Matthews, the strong safety, ejected for targeting here in the quarter. A 1st and 15 now for West Virginia. This goes to Smallwood, and he'll grind and get to the 45-yard line of Texas A&M. A gain of 6. Donovan Wilson, a true freshman who's now playing for Matthews, makes the tackle.
And this backfield is full in the stable. They have a lot of youth, a lot of good running backs. This defense for Texas A&M has to continue to do well here. They're getting those 2nd, 3rd and longs, which can help them if they want to bring pressure. And they got to protect Myles Garrett because he can be a disruptor in the backfield for the defense.
2nd and 9, a little pump fake. Now going down the field, and again, that wasn't even close for Skyler Howard. Cody Clay, the tight end, is the intended receiver.
Well, the reason why that nobody was covered is because they never throw the ball to tight end. And it's a little fake slip screen. Cody Clay's usually blocking that corner, and he just slips up the field. He is open. Howard just overthrows him, and that's some of the things we're going to have to watch in this game, getting on target for these young quarterbacks.
Did I sense some angst in your voice there about your alma mater's lack of use of tight ends?
Well, none of my records are going to get broken. Let's just say that.
Howard 4 of 8, 42 yards passing, throws it out into the flat for Alford here, who can create after the catch, and he does. The 10 stays on his feet into the end zone for a touchdown. The little receiver puts up big numbers. A 45-yard touchdown reception, and he did all the heavy lifting.
I'll tell you what, I'm shocked how off this coverage was. They had a cornerback blitz on the opposite side, and these defenders on the left-hand side were nowhere to be found. Alford had tons of room. And folks, you cannot give number 5 room. He's the fastest guy on this football team. And if you give him space, he can take advantage of it right there with his speed.
He has been a great compliment to Kevin White, who gets a lot of the press clippings, but Alford, an excellent receiver in his own right. That's his 11th receiving touchdown of the year. West Virginia leads for the first time in this game. As Lambert comes on and boots the extra point, it's 10-7 with 5:12 to go in the quarter.
And really, when you go back, look at this coverage, folks. Off coverage here, they're going to run 2 guys, offensive wide receivers to block. Look at all the room that Alford has, and he's one guy that you don't want to give space to because of his speed. And the poor tackling shows itself a little bit there for Texas A&M. On the sideline, it's a great job by the wide receiver keeping his feet in bounds. But you got to be able to get off blocks, Clay. Right here, you got a one-on-one opportunity. Watts, a true freshman. He's growing and learning. The team loves him and his development. But you got to make that tackle when you're in open space.
There's Howard with homage to Johnny Manziel, it looks like.
Well, let's finish the game first before we see what kind of Johnny Manziel signs you can throw up. It's a little early to be going that route.
Dana Holgorsen probably saw that Howard was struggling with the passes downfield, gave him something short to Alford, and Alford made it look easy after he made the catch.
A lot of weapons at the wide receiver position. I think both quarterbacks, they need to find a groove, and it'd be smart for both of these coordinators. You saw West Virginia get their guys in a groove. Now let's see if Jake Spavital, the coordinator for Texas A&M, does the same.
There's Trey Williams on the return again for the Aggies. And an ankle tackle at the 28. He falls ahead to the 31-yard line. Well, the NFL playoffs are coming to ESPN for the first time in network history. Saturday wildcard playoff game. Arizona, Carolina. Carolina blowing out Atlanta yesterday. That led to Mike Smith being fired today. Black Monday in the NFL today. But we've got Cardinals, Panthers for you on Saturday on ESPN.
Two teams that do it with defense. It should be a low-scoring, hard-fought game. Looking forward to seeing it.
Aggies back on offense. The true freshman has it intercepted. K.J. Dillon dives. Did he get in? Yes, touchdown. K.J. Dillon, a 35-yard pick six. Only the 14th forced turnover by this defense.
Yeah, and you see there he makes a great effort. Looks like he gets it in between the pylon. That's fantastic play. K.J. Dillon, folks, number 9. He's the gambler of this defense. He's the guy that makes everything go. He's the spur, the hybrid strong safety linebacker, falls into coverage. And they're going to probably check this out to be sure.
Yeah, they're going to review it. But this defense, we talked about it before, under the first-year defensive coordinator Tony Gibson, the 4th defensive coordinator Holgorsen has had since coming to West Virginia, has played well this year and playing very well here today.
And the one thing they've done on defense that's been poor is they've dropped over 7 interceptions this season. You talked about it. Not enough turnovers for both teams. Finally, you get a chance and an opportunity in the biggest stage in a bowl game. And my man Dillon going high, getting himself in. It looks like he's inside the pylon, and he's allowed to touch the pylon before his body touches out of bounds.
Dillon, the junior from Apopka, Florida. Makes like Superman. This is going to stand.
The ruling on the field is confirmed. Touchdown.
West Virginia with the interception returned for a touchdown. Coming into the game, just 13 forced turnovers, 115th in the country. Turn that pick into 6. And another extra point by Lambert. And it's 17-7 West Virginia, as they have scored 17 unanswered.
Well, they're trying to disguise. You got Kwiatkowski, the linebacker here, and Dillon. They're going to take the 2 inside receivers, but they're not going to play man. They're going to sit in zone and wait. And you see Dillon just fall away into the outside, and Kyle Allen doesn't read the defense properly. Good disguise by West Virginia. And the true freshman, this is that growing stage. He's got to be able to read coverages. He's got to be able to get pre-snap reads, and they're going to make it hard for him on defense, and West Virginia takes advantage of the situation.
You said that spur position is the key to the whole defense. It is a hybrid, as you put it. And look at how much this defensive unit has improved from 2013. In total defense, they go from 101st to 58th. The points per game allowed are way down, and Tony Gibson was a hot commodity there for a while before he was re-signed to a 3-year extension just a few weeks ago.
Well, he saw the defense when he came back, and he said the effort and the toughness wasn't there, and he had to make sure that was priority for this football team. And then also blitz packages, disguising coverages. They've done it well, and they've kept it simple, and you see the players responding.
Trey Williams on that return gets across the 25, but another flag. And it's going to go against the return team.
Block in the back. Return team number 85. 10-yard penalty. First down.
So Texas A&M will go back to work on offense. They're missing something up front. Let's go down to Don for more on that.
Yeah, Clay, they are. They're without junior center Mike Matthews. He's really been their anchor, their vocal leader on this O-line this year. Coach wondering who was going to step up. Well, watching them on the sidelines, he might not be that big presence on the field, but he still is over here on the sideline. He's spending a lot of time with Cedric Ogbuehi. They're talking about adjustments, talking about how to give Kyle Allen enough time to throw the ball.
So Ben Compton, the backup center, getting the start today in place of Mike Matthews, who's got that ankle injury. Carson on the run, not much operating room. And now some tempers starting to flare. The officials are quick to get in there and separate. We don't want this to turn into a hockey game.
And the one thing that Texas A&M can do to help the young quarterback is this offensive line now coming back to this season was supposed to be the strength, and they've been up and down all season. They got to create some holes and get this running game going. You cannot rely on a true freshman quarterback to lead your team and make every play. Carson, these guys up front, Compton, the new center, they got to make some holes for this young man.
Allen, designed run, lowers his shoulder and takes a pop at about the 17-yard line. Carl Joseph, safety, made the hit.
And this isn't what they normally do. They don't want to run Kyle Allen. That's not his forte, but you got to try to do something in a running game to at least make these third downs manageable for the young man.
Kyle Allen, a highly recruited pocket passer out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Takes the snap on 3rd and 4, fires a strike to Reynolds, and then he is upended quickly. Carl Joseph, but it looks like he's got the first down. That was a great open field tackle, though, by Joseph.
Yeah, that's one of the things these guys done well. You have a corner blitz, and the safety's got to come up quick, and it's one-on-one tackling. Can you tackle the speedy wide receiver in the open space? He does a nice job.
I'm going to rule that incomplete.
Right.
Yeah, they are. Rule that incomplete, intended for Speedy Noyle. That was a forward pass as Terrell Chestnut made the hit, and that hit by Carl Joseph on the play before. There are some that think the safety might declare for the NFL draft. The junior certainly has a bright future in
well,
this
listen, they're going to force Texas A&M to do something downfield. Those short passes, they're going to be around them all day and take their chances and force Kyle Allen to make plays down the field.
There he hits Noyle at the 32-yard line. Noyle, a 5-star recruit, really lived up to the hype this year for Texas A&M. Named to the SEC All-Freshman team. He's a wide receiver and a terrific return man.
Yeah, and he was a quarterback in high school. It's his first year playing wide receiver. All these guys. Seals Jones was a former quarterback in high school. These guys got to get more experience, and they'll get that this upcoming season.
Carson cuts it up along that far sideline, stopped short of the 40. There is Joseph again. With a junior hasn't missed a start in 3 years. It's a gain of 8, though. 2nd down and 2 here for Texas A&M on the move now to their own 40-yard line. Under 3 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. Trey Carson going to try that side of the field again. He's got a first down and more into West Virginia territory. The biggest running back in that Texas A&M stable at 6 foot, 235 pounds. He gets 15.
Real nice job by the tight end, 85. Cameron Clear on the outside, just taking care of the edge, just getting a body on him. See Carson just get up the field, receivers blocking. The running game's going to be key to help this offense today.
First down and 10. Kyle Allen surveys the field, throws it downfield, and it's nearly intercepted again by Drayvon Henry, the true freshman from Pittsburgh.
And this is what we talked about earlier, making sure you'll be able to see the information that they're giving you. Right there, there's several Mountaineers there. He's got the ball in his hand just a little too long. Coach Spavital talked about that, the head coach getting the ball out of his hands, and he had a lot of running room, Clay. Take advantage of what the defense gives you and take those empty yards in the running game.
Keep it on the ground this time, and nothing on that far sideline for Williams. He lost the football, but A&M recovers. Johnny on the spot is Germain Ifedi, the right tackle. And near disaster for the Aggies.
Really was. Again, you see Joseph. Listen, folks, this guy's going to be around the football, and he's a creator. He's a big hitter. He gets right on that. Good job by the tackle, following his offensive players to get on top of that football.
3rd down and 5 for Jake Spavital's offense. Here's Allen, has it down at the line of scrimmage, and West Virginia will force 4th down again. KJ Dillon, who's already got an interception return for a touchdown, came in on the blitz.
Well, listen, they're going to bring pressure on the outside. They got their Sam linebackers, their Spo. Dillon coming off the outside, number 9. He's the gambler. Tall, lanky player, knocks down the balls. Listen, they're rushing 3 down linemen, but they're bringing 6 or 7 sometimes. And they're getting ready to bring it again, Clay. And you see Tony Gibson, actually, it looks like he's taking it off and saying play.
Spavital going for it on 4th down, bobbled. Now a man open, caught. Trey Williams got behind the secondary and scores. That aggressive defense for West Virginia sometimes gets out over its skis, and they did there.
You're right, Clay. When you bring pressure on defense and you take chances, sometimes it opens up holes for players to make plays. The key is the quarterback deciphering the information and getting the ball out of his hands to the right player. Right there, he found his wide open guy. Number 3, Williams, makes a nice catch, takes it to the house.
Lambeau's extra point, and it's 17-14. Jake Spavital, the 29-year-old offensive coordinator, an up-and-comer in this business, goes for it on 4th down, and they get the touchdown.
Yeah, Trey Williams is right here. He's going to slip through. West Virginia's going to bring all kinds of pressure right here. Who's got the back? They got the Rose, the nose tackle, trying to find the running back. That is not a great matchup. All Kyle Allen has to do is find him, float it up in the air. You see Rose not in a place where he can defend. Trey Williams is probably their fastest back. When he catches the ball, nobody's going to catch him. Great play design and good job by the freshman Allen to find the receiver, see the pressure, and make a big play.
Spavital was Holgerson's quarterbacks coach for 2 years at West Virginia, and had a little fun with Coach Holgerson before this game. Called his office and said, "I know your signals," and then quickly hung up the phone. And then they had a jousting match on Twitter to boot. It was a lot of fun to watch.
They're great friends, and they're both mad scientists. You know, you got Dane over here. He looks like Gene Wilder. He's over there with his hair flowing around. He's got all those plays, and then you got the young Jake Spavital, who's learned everything from him and Sumlin and these guys. And you talk about a young up-and-coming coach right here. He gets it, and he makes a perfect play call to get this offense on the board.
This has been an entertaining first quarter. We still have a minute and a half to go. 17-14 West Virginia. Have to re-tee this for Taylor Bertolet. There's Trey Williams, one of 3 junior running backs for the Aggies, all playing today. And Bertolet, who has 40 touchbacks on the season. Put this one in the end zone, but they're going to have to bring it out. Gibson had second thoughts, and once he stepped out, he had to keep on going. Past the point of no return. And it's an 11-yard return for Gibson. He should have taken a knee.
Well, the first mistake, know where you are on the football field and don't stop. And secondly, don't go back. You make matters worse right here. Turning around, trying to make a play. You got to just get down and take what they give you. Poor decision. And again, we talked about it, Clay. Put stress in the field position for young quarterbacks.
Skyler Howard, 5 of 9, 87 yards, a touchdown pass. They're going to start at the 11-yard line. Howard stepping up in the pocket, wants to run. There's that dual threat ability you've been talking about, Anthony. And we're seeing it really for the first time on that play. Skyler Howard brings a dynamic that Trickett did not.
He's so dangerous. Watt here, you got to make sure when you're pressuring the pocket, you have somebody that's spying him. Nobody's home. And listen, you can't just run him down and tackle him. He's got some moves. Great job by Kevin White, showing his blocking ability on the outside to get him those extra yards.
Going deep this time for Jordan Thompson. Penalty flags again. Thompson somehow in that double coverage made the catch at the 29-yard line. A gain of 43.
Well, those deep balls have been a problem. 38 plays and 10 touchdowns for 20 yards or more against this defense this season.
Pass on the first. Defense. Decline. Result of the play is a catch. First down.
That's the senior Floyd Raven.
And but these DBs, Raven just gets, the receiver gets behind him, and he's trying to catch up to him. Some minor touching there, but it doesn't matter because Thompson has great ability to find the football, even with the distraction, and catch it to make the big play.
Already within Lambert field goal range, but West Virginia would love to get back in the end zone. Here's Howard. Deep handoff to Smallwood. Makes it right up the gut. And gets inside the 25-yard line down to the 22. It's a gain of 6 for Smallwood, who has shared time in the backfield with Shell most of the year. 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter. Waste no time. Howard looking to throw again. Pressure coming off the edge. Getting away from the pass rush and throwing downfield, and might see another flag here. Looks like maybe Shell stepped out, so it wouldn't have mattered anyway. Incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4.
Right there, he steps out.
Maybe the last play of the first quarter. They need the 19 for a first down, and that's overthrown. And again, Skyler Howard, when he has missed high. Intended for Jordan Thompson. With 2 seconds left in the first, it's 4th down.
Yeah, and Thompson's really wide open against the fake slip screen, and they're going to slide the blocker, the receiver who's blocking on the slip screen, up the seam. They did it with the tight end earlier on the outside. Again, Skyler Howard's missed both of them. Both wide open, big plays left on the field.
40-yard attempt for Lambert. NCAA record for more field goals of 40 yards or more than anybody. He's got 15 this season. And that's right on the screws. 20-14, West Virginia leading. That's how the first quarter comes to an end.
Looks like we're getting our money's worth in this football game. Two great teams, two great offenses going at it. Down the field plays, great running game, and defense is making big plays, setting up for a great second quarter.
First meeting between these two storied programs. 20-14, West Virginia leading at the AutoZone Liberty Bowl here in Memphis as we start the second quarter. This is the 7th oldest bowl in college football. Alongside former West Virginia tight end Anthony Becht, I'm Clay Matvick. It was an entertaining yet long first quarter. Texas A&M gets set to get the ball back. On the return, it's Trey Williams. There's a touchdown receiving. He is dangerous in the return game too. A stiff arm, and he drags the tackler to the 40-yard line. Two quarterbacks here today, AB, who are essentially auditioning for 2015. What do you think so far?
Well, Kyle Allen's got a lot of pressure right now. He's got to decipher information and make some big plays. You saw the touchdown pass. That was good for his really momentum in this game. Skyler Howard on the flip side, he's not breaking any completion records right now. He's missed a couple wide open receivers, but his legs, his ability to run the football and extend plays, you already saw is dangerous when he's out there. Nobody's spying on him. Let's see if Texas A&M can make some changes to lock a defender on him.
And that interception he threw, really the difference in this game. It was returned for a touchdown. Trey Carson here on the ground for Texas A&M. Kyle Allen took over that starting job the last 4 games after sophomore Kenny Hill lost the job on the field, but on top of that, Hill was suspended. He fell out of the good graces of the coaching staff, and he just turned the keys to the car over to Allen.
He came out like gangbusters, 5-0. He had a 500-yard game. They opened up the season. I think America thought that Texas A&M was on the map, and as the season went through, 8 straight games, no bye week, just was a little much for the maturity and the growth for this team in the whole.
On 2nd and 6, caught at the 35 by Kennedy. The senior opened and came back to the football. It's a first down to the 34-yard line.
There's some pushing here at the end of the top of the play here by Kenny, but you know what? That's a crafty move by the senior. He understands where he has to be. Been the most consistent receiver and the leader of this core.
Gain of 22. Now Allen to throw on first down. Again, that turf looks a little slick as Sabian Holmes lost his footing. Catch made. It's a gain of 8 yards as Allen is moving the offense now to the 26-yard line. 2nd down and 2 for Texas A&M. Trey Carson in the backfield. They'll give it to him, and he's got a first down to the 20-yard line. Allen really proved he could handle the starting quarterback job for the Aggies too when they went on the road to Auburn, Alabama, upset the number 3 team in the country. He threw for 277 that day and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's grown during this season in his short play so far at the end of the year. I just think when you talk to the coaches, he just has to process information faster, don't take sacks, and get the ball out of his hands quickly.
Down to the 11-yard line. That's Kennedy again. And you see Kenny Hill, 8 starts, what he did. Great numbers, especially that opener against South Carolina where he threw for 511 yards, an A&M record. But Allen, since taking over, he's been steady enough.
Yeah, I think the one thing Allen hasn't done as much is throwing the ball down the field. Kenny Hill did a nice job of that early. They haven't taken many chances with Allen so far since he's been the starting quarterback.
Timeout, West Virginia.
Timeout, West Virginia. That's their first charge timeout of the half.
Still a lot of time to go here in the first half at the AutoZone Liberty Bowl.
Welcome back to the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. I'm Dawn Davenport, joined here on the sidelines by West Virginia quarterback Clint Trickett, sidelined because of 5 concussions in 14 months. What was the last month like for you?
It was rough. You know, I was trying to at least get able to play and, you know, maybe even to practice, but, you know, the doctors wouldn't be able to clear me, and, you know, that's the biggest thing. It's not like I did quit. I saw the word quit out there. The word quit never came out of my mouth. It, you know, I was kind of forced to, so.
Well, we know that. Now you want to step into coaching. Go ahead and put that hat on already. What do you think about what Skylar Howard's done?
He's been great. I mean, I'm trying to help him every much I can. You know, when he comes to the sideline, he's playing a great game so far. Just got to, you know, keep him calm, and he's doing great, and hopefully he'll continue to do that.
All right, thank you, Clint. We'll let you get back to coaching.
Yeah, going into the family business like Dad Rick and brother Travis. Sad end, but understandable as Texas A&M has it in the red zone, and now they're in the end zone. Malcolm Kennedy, the touchdown catch from Kyle Allen, his 2nd touchdown pass. Flags come out at the end. Kennedy gets loose, and Texas A&M in the end zone to tie this one up.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense. Excessive celebration after the score. Therefore, the foul will be assessed on the kickoff.
Well, that's 3 personal fouls right now for them. I know they're excited in the celebration. One-on-one coverage. You got Worley, their best corner, over Malcolm Kennedy, the senior leader of this wide receiving core. Runs a nice slant route, gets in front of him. Allen throws a ball in front where he can catch it, away from the defender. Nice play.
5th touchdown catch of the year for Malcolm Kennedy. And A&M goes back in front. Well, Kyle Allen, the rookie, second touchdown pass of the day. He goes to the senior.
The 2014 AutoZone Liberty Bowl is brought to you by FedEx, Franklin American Mortgage. It all begins with home, and IHOP, everything you love about breakfast.
West side of Kyle Field imploded to make room for $450 million worth of improvements, which will be done by the season opener next season. It'll make the capacity 102,500. And I hope that's enough, because this year they averaged over 105,000 for the very first time. Kevin Sumlin has done wonderful things with the program, and the fan base has responded.
Got to stay up with the Joneses. More seats and more suites, and they're putting them in there in Texas A&M.
What a game we've got. Back and forth, and Texas A&M regains the lead. It's now 21-20 with 12.5 to go here before halftime. Taylor Bertolette. Short kick. This is going to be fielded at the 14 by Mario Alford. Gets behind a blocker. Gets to the near sideline, the 40, 45, and out near the 48-yard line. Second in the nation in return yards per kickoff. That's a 34-yard return for Alford. Well, this is what Kyle Field is going to look like next year when all the improvements are done. It's impressive.
That's pretty right there. That is a beautiful stadium. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be fantastic for that fan base. And they got a lot of young players on this team they're going to be able to cheer for here coming in the future.
It's a lot of money, but when you look at that, you say that's well spent. So West Virginia, who had a 3-and-out on its first possession, has scored 20 points since. Marshall Shell. Carey's going to get a handful. A couple of field goals, a 45-yard touchdown catch, and a 35-yard pick six for West Virginia since that 3-and-out. The month of first-team reps for these quarterbacks has been very valuable. As you see a man down, it looks like Alonzo Williams for Texas A&M. He is the defensive tackle, a mainstay on that D front all season for the Aggies.
He's their top tackler, interior defensive lineman. 4.5 sacks. He's a disruptor. Hopefully he's okay.
We're going to step aside here as they continue to look at Williams. 21-20 A&M. Alonzo Williams was able to walk to the sideline under his own power. That's good. Texas A&M. Latest Dish presented by Dish Network. The two games that follow us here tonight, and then of course the two semifinals in the college football playoff. Oregon, Florida State, Alabama, Ohio State in the Rose and Sugar Bowls.
I'll tell you, the two quarterbacks, Mariota, Winston, that's an intriguing matchup. I mean, you talk about potentially the top two picks in the draft next year, and that's going to be a Showtime primetime matchup.
Clint Trickett, who transferred from Florida State, is jetting from Memphis right to LA for that game. So you can watch his old teammates, Florida State, take on the Ducks. This is Skyler Howard going deep downfield. Caught. Touchdown, Kevin White. A 50-yard touchdown pass as White got behind to Shazer Everett, and West Virginia quickly regains the lead.
Everett's got one-on-one coverage against one of the finest receivers in college football. And folks, he's not just freaky athletic, he's got great speed. Look at the distance between the corner he's made early in the route. The ball was hanging up in the air, but you know what? He's so athletic. He drops it right in his hands. Great throw by Skyler Howard, and Kevin White continues to impress. He's going to be an early draft pick coming out this year for the NFL.
Second touchdown pass for Howard. And the fourth play of 20 yards or more today for the Mountaineers, as it's now 27-21.
Well, it's one-on-one coverage. Number 23 here, the safety that should be helping him, facing inside. He's going to rotate. They're going to try to bring a linebacker back, but he's well short of getting back deep enough. So basically, it's on Everett, one-on-one. And folks, this is not a fair matchup. It's tough enough, and it hasn't been Everett. It's been every corner that he's played against this season. Pretty ball, nice catch. Texas A&M has to respond like they've been doing.
There's Kevin White, and he struggled down the stretch because of that sore ankle that bothered him for several weeks. He still finished with over 1,300 yards and 9 touchdowns. 8 100-yard receiving games. Just a terrific year for Kevin White.
And I'll tell you what, this kid's a self-made product right here. You talk about a guy in high school that was scrawny and skinny, 3 years of community college at Lackawanna, and he comes in, and last year no one really thought he was jumping on the scene, and he continued to work. High character kid. He watches tape of Julio Jones, Larry Fitzgerald. He's got the hair like Larry, so he's out there playing like Larry. He's an explosive player, and he's had a fantastic year for these Mountaineers.
I'll see what A&M does for response after our 3rd lead change. Speedy Noyle driven out near the 34-yard line. And Kyle Allen, true freshman of Scottsdale, Arizona. This is a look at his day. Got that touchdown pass early to Josh Reynolds. And then getting behind the secondary, Trey Williams out of the backfield. And this touchdown pass to Malcolm Kennedy. He did throw the interception that was returned for a touchdown, but all in all, not bad for Kyle Allen.
Well, it's a good job shaking that off and coming back and playing football. That's something you can learn, and as a freshman, that's pretty good.
Speedy Noyle. Ball comes out, and West Virginia says they have it. Ben Compton, looks like he recovered it for Texas A&M. Got the start today at center because Mike Matthews is out with that ankle injury.
Well, was it a catch? That's the question here. Did he have it long enough in his hands? He looks like he's squeezing it, but right there he loses control. They fall on it. See if the referees are playing on here. They're not going to check it out.
So he gets it out to the 46-yard line for Texas A&M. Boy, Ben Compton, the senior from Friendswood, Texas, such a valuable part of this Texas A&M team, and now it looks like West Virginia wants a timeout.
Timeout. West Virginia. That's their second charge timeout of the half.
And the Mountaineers down to 1 timeout remaining here in the first half. So there's Dana Holgorsen. His Mountaineers back in front as we step aside here in Memphis. Kind of what we expected when these two air raid offenses collided here in Memphis for the AutoZone Liberty Bowl. A back and forth affair. 3 lead changes. West Virginia holding serve right now, leading 27-21. Texas A&M has the ball. They got it at their own 46-yard line. It's a handoff to Trey Williams. Take it along that right side. The offensive line for Texas A&M, Anthony, it's been a tough year. A lot of injuries, mostly underachievement up there. B.J. Anderson, the offensive line coach, was fired. Dave Christensen hired to be the line coach and run game coordinator. His duties will start immediately after this game.
And you saw number 70 of Wahey. He's their first-round talent. Every year they seem like they have a top-tier guy. Last year, Jake Matthews. He's a guy that's extremely good in pass protection and played well for them this year.
Allen takes off, slides ahead, left it short. The first down marker, it looked like. Got to the 45, a pickup of 7.
And we saw earlier he didn't take that run when they gave it to him, and then he threw the football. I think that's a better decision. You're seeing some good growth here in this football game. I've been impressed by his ability to respond to the adversity in this football game.
Run game really struggled for Texas A&M down the stretch in the season as Trey Williams slammed down by Wes Tonkery, a loss of 3. Tonkery, one of only 2 senior starters for West Virginia on defense.
Tony Gibson, defensive coordinator, couldn't stop talking about Tonkery and Kwiatkowski, two inside linebackers that have just been all over the place and really been the glue, Clay, to this defense that's given them a better look than they were in past years.
The third down defense for West Virginia came into this game ranked 10th nationally, holding opponents to 31% on third down. They force a 4th and 3 here after Tonkery made that tackle. So the punting unit comes on for the Aggies. Drew Kaiser to kick. And back at the 10-yard line, that's Vernon Davis. Third punt for the Aggies. Fair catch called for. And West Virginia will have it at their own 17. Skyler Howard, the offense come back out.
Well, you know, he's missed some passes that have been open, but right now he's getting the ball to his playmakers. And I think that's the best thing with quarterbacks is, look, you got Alford, you got White, you got guys that can make plays down the field, deliver a catchable football, and let these guys go to work. Right here you see another fantastic catch by Thompson. They're very deep. These are some of the young receivers that are going to have to step in and replace one of the great ones in West Virginia history, Kevin White. Both quarterbacks getting in a nice flow. Question for me is Texas A&M's defense. They need to step up. They need to get themselves a 3-and-out and try to find ways to disrupt this offense. They can make it easier for their offense in this game.
I mentioned it before, the linebackers coach Mark Hagan is the interim defensive coordinator today. He's tried to simplify things for these Aggies on defense. That's a catch for Kevin White, and it's another first down for the Mountaineers. And they're playing a lot of nickel defense today.
Well, yeah, when you have a passing game like this, and he's got a tough job today, Hagan. I mean, there's a guy that was out recruiting in these last couple weeks. They're trying to put something together. They fire the defensive coordinator, and they say, listen, Mark, you got to take over the reins. And he did say exactly what you said. He tried to simplify things, try to get these guys in the right spots so they can just make plays and be tacklers when the opportunity comes.
First down at Shell. Runs over a potential tackler. He just leveled Devontae Harris and got to the second level. And Shell is not all that big.
Well, he's a downhill runner. He's got great quickness. But right there, that's some physical running, taking it over. A pretty good player there in Junior Harris, #1. You got to take these guys down low, Clay, but sometimes you get caught, and Shell caught him there.
So second down at 4. Howard to throw. Launches it deep down the sideline. And there is White. No, incomplete. Howard and White developing a nice connection here, but that's incomplete.
Well, this time the linebacker and the corner are both there, but you see White pulling the ball in. Does he have control? That's the question.
Nope.
And the ball pops up, so right there. Got to finish the catch to the ground. He's not able to contort his body, but he shows you his athleticism and his flexibility as a wide receiver, Clay.
Howard now 8 of 15 for 190 and a couple of touchdowns. Just his second career start here today. Second down, make that third down and 4. Howard slips away, and he's got the first down. That running ability, able to move the chains there for the Mountaineers.
And the defensive end is not protecting and not there for contain. And when you're not there for contain, that's going to create big plays. Henderson, #92, gets himself caught out of position, Clay, and that's what we talked about. And that's what the coaching staff said. Got to be in the right spot. When you have a running quarterback, you got to keep him in the pocket.
To pass, plenty of time. Howard now dancing out, still looking downfield. He's going to take off. And he'll sashay out at the 48-yard line. A lot of time, even if there isn't anything developing downfield, Howard is able to set in that pocket. I'm kind of curious where Myles Garrett has been in this game.
Yeah, I mean, he's the big-time SEC pass rusher, a true freshman, folks. You want to talk about another freak. Broke Jadeveon Clowney's SEC freshman sack record this year. Really blew it out of the water. Had 11 coming into this game, and he's been a difference maker. Right now, he's been quiet. West Virginia's line done a nice job.
They rush 5 on second down and 1. Dumped out short, should have been caught by Smallwood. He would have had the first down. It went right through his fingers. 3rd and 1.
He's been a pretty productive receiver out of the backfield. Leads the running backs with 30 catches. so versatile. Both of these teams got a handful of tailbacks that can do a lot of good things if they can use them properly in the offense.
West Virginia third in the Big 12 on third down this year at 44%. Just 2 of 6 today. Converted 92 times during the regular year, 5th most in the nation. Trying to convert on 3rd and 1. Smallwood got it. Shy of the 49-yard line of Texas A&M. And when you talk about a stat like that, you really got to credit the offensive front for West Virginia.
Yeah, I'll tell you, anytime you got to run 90 snaps per game for 12 straight games, it's hard. These guys are going to get beat up, and Dana Holgorsen talked about lack of depth. These guys got broken down, but he said for the most part they've done a good job protecting the quarterback. Obviously, Trick had taken some shots this season, which has been unfortunate, but today doing a nice job.
Give it to Smallwood again. This time Texas A&M was licking their chops, ready for him. It's a gain of just 1. As Hardrick Walker, Deshaun Hall combine on the stop. Hall is the backup at the defensive end to Garrett. So now 2nd down and 9. It's Kevin Sumlin. Sumlin trying to get his 28th win here today, which would be the fastest 3-year start for a coach in A&M history.
You want to talk about a guy that can recruit. This guy's walking into households and plucking kids across the nation.
False start on West Virginia, moving on that right side. Like Lucas.
False start. Offense. Number 78, 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Marquise Lucas, the junior from Miami. Then you talk about West Virginia and what Dana Holgorsen has done. That win total did go down the last couple of seasons, but now it seems like Holgorsen has got things back on track for the Mountaineers, and they're going to have a lot back next year, including the quarterback we're seeing today, Skyler Howard. Play clock at 4. 2nd down and 14. Skyler Howard wants to throw, pumps, now in trouble. Coming back to the near side. Got the pass away, took a shot. It's incomplete, but the penalty flags rain down. And now a scrum ensues.
Yeah. But Tommy Sanders, number 3, came like a heat-seeking missile once Skyler Howard left the pocket. I think he was actually spying him, and he took a shot. The question is now, hopefully Texas A&M doesn't get another targeting foul with this play, because they can't lose 2 starting defenders from their defense.
Yeah, they lost Howard Matthews, the safety, in the 1st quarter to targeting. Man, this has been a penalty-filled first half. 5 penalties for A&M, 3 for West Virginia. And things are getting chippy down there to boot.
Yeah, and you know, too, remember, folks, when the quarterback leaves the pocket, he becomes a runner in this situation, but it's just a matter of where the hit was on this tackle.
There's Walter Davenport again.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 3. 15-yard penalty. 1st down.
The senior Tommy Sanders. And he is very lucky he's not in the locker room right now.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, and you know, you see Skyler right there. This guy's a high emotional kid, man. This kid got bounced right up, took a huge shot. Man,
that was close.
Yeah,
Riley Johnson from the ACC is up here in the booth. What did you see there, Riley? I'm going to put you right on the spot here.
Well, it was definitely a late hit on the quarterback, and the
is that helmet to helmet right there?
Are you calling targeting if that's you down there?
Hey, I'm going to stick with the officials on the field and roughing the passer.
I told you I was going to put you on the spot.
That's all right.
Well, Holgorsen is disappointed that the officials did not eject Tommy Sanders.
He's very fortunate. I mean, that's clear as day there. We talked about it. And you talk about quarterbacks now. You talk defenseless receivers. Now quarterbacks in the open field there throwing the football, taking a shot from the helmet. I mean,
that's the 4th Texas A&M personal foul. So 4 of the 6 penalties against the Aggies are personal fouls today.
Got to be smart as defenders. You got to bring the target down, This didn't come into play 5 weeks ago, folks. This is a rule now going on 2 years. You got to be smart as a player when you're making these tackles.
Gives the Mountaineers first down and 10 at the 39 of Texas A&M. Howard to throw again. Goes over the middle. And he well overshoots the intended receiver. Andrew Bowie out of the backfield, and more flags coming in. Lordy.
Holding. Offense number 64. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Mark Glowinski, the right guard. First team all Big 12, called for the hold. Back Mountaineers to the 49.
Glowinski's had a very solid year. They run a switch there. He's in front, and just that tail end just pulls the jersey. Kind of close, though. You know, and Dana's been upset. Was upset about the false start. He just wants clean play by his offensive line. Don't take away free yards. And right there, another big penalty for West Virginia.
End around on the 10th play of this drive. Well covered by Texas A&M. Jordan Thompson had nowhere to go, and there is Myles Garrett making a nice play for the Aggies.
He stayed home, did a nice job, understood his assignment. He understands that West Virginia can come backside, some jet sweeps, some reverses, and right there they had a trick play. You see him stay home, read it out. It's a great job by the son. I'll tell you what, this kid's a freak. He's a great athlete. He's got great speed.
Second and 23, and Howard is sacked. Myles Garrett and Tommy Sanders. And another sack for Garrett on his 19th birthday that he's celebrating here today.
Yeah, you'll see right here Sanders, who made that hit on the quarterback earlier, and you got Myles Garrett on the outside working the right tackle, just staying with it. This is an effort play, folks. Great job of finishing on defense and getting the sack. Not quite sure what you call him 3rd and 29 here, Clay.
And get it in the hands of Bowie. And they get just a few back. And more shoving on that sideline. Shazer Everett knocked Bowie out. So now 4th down. The punting unit comes out for Dana Holgorsen, who is still chewing on the ears of the officials.
At the 45.
This game's getting a little heated. Both sides obviously playing hard. All the players, coaches, everybody's bumping each other. Everybody wants to get a flag. But right there, that was a sloppy series from a penalty standpoint. Cost West Virginia. Good job by Texas A&M. They get the ball back.
Doyle takes the fair catch near the 10-yard line. 4:17 on the clock here for Texas A&M. They've got all of their timeouts remaining. Plenty of time on the clock. And these two coaches, you know, even though their players are getting chippy on the field, make no mistake that these coaches have been very friendly in the past. Kevin Sumlin hired Dana Holgorsen to be his offensive coordinator at Houston.
Yeah, I mean, these guys know each other well. Great recruiters, great minds. You talk about Dana Holgorsen. He's got so much information on offenses and what to do and the different types of schemes he wants to run. And he's got to have that quarterback, which is key in his system. And, you know, both of these teams are really looking for that guy to step in next year and take over the reins.
Carson lowering his shoulder on 1st down, picks up 4. And Holgorsen, we said it before, you know, last couple of years it was a downward trajectory, and now things are picking back up for West Virginia. And Kevin Sumlin, he's been one of the hot names in college coaching for the last few years. Trey Carson has a 1st down carry. Joseph upends him near the 24-yard line. Kyle Allen, 3 touchdown passes here today. Did throw an interception that was returned for a touchdown. His team down 6 points, 3.5 to go in the half. Running it again. The big man Carson. Jake Spavital says that Carson has been the most consistent back in that trio back there. Trey Williams, Brandon Williams, and Carson getting most of the work in that Aggies backfield.
Yeah, and Trey Williams is going to come in, and when you watch the tape, I really love what this kid can do. I mean, you talk about speed, hitting the hole, great quickness. He's a great back. They got to get him touches in this game, too.
Play action pass rolling out. Allen throws on the run, and he underthrows Malcolm Kennedy. So it'll be 3rd down and 5 for the Aggies. Clock stops, exactly 3 minutes to go in the half. There's Spavital. And the wide receivers coach and recruiting coordinator, David Beatty, just left for Kansas. Another young coach that was on that A&M sideline just a few weeks ago.
And they fired the O-line coach. Yep. He's been undermanned from a coaching standpoint. Puts a lot of pressure on the coordinator to get the guys ready and prepared. So far, they've been playing okay.
Allen checks. 5 on the play clock. 3rd down and 5. They just get it off. Good pocket to throw from, but it sails to the sideline. Incomplete. So 4th down. Ricky Seals-Jones, big body redshirt freshman receiver, was the closest target, but the Aggies offense has to go to the sideline.
But Tony Gibson had a blitz dialed up, and then Kyle Allen changed the play, and you saw Tony Gibson jumping up on the sidelines, getting everybody back in coverage, and right there the zones were closed up, weren't able to get those 5 yards.
There's Vernon Davis back to return, standing at the 30-yard line. Just getting it off is Kaiser. There's a flag, and this might be roughing the punter. Takes a nice Aggies roll down to the 1-yard line. Well, let's see what this call is, because this may give Texas A&M a 1st down.
I think it'll be a 5-yard call, but you got to be smart in there. You're coming in free. You can't get the ball. Stay away from the kicker.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. 15-yard penalty on number 25.
Yeah, it's not running into the kicker. Instead of the 5-yard variety, it's the 15-yard variety penalty. And let's bring in Riley Johnson again, our official up in the booth from the ACC. What did you see?
Well, it looks like he definitely hit the punter. So the referee went with roughing on that play, and
Riley, well, I'll say this. When you watch the defender, he's putting his hands up. He's trying to stay away.
Right.
There's a follow through with the kicker's leg that obviously comes into him too. So when you're seeing that, it doesn't seem like he's violently trying to go attack him.
Yeah.
Either way, I think they probably still get the 1st down because it was 3rd and 5.
it would have been a 5-yard penalty anyway.
A&M gets a huge break. And Williams gets the carry there.
I think the key is stay away from the punter, regardless, right?
Stay off of
5
him.
yards,
Don't touch
15
him.
yards, you're better
Don't touch
off.
him. Just stay away from him.
And penalties have become a real storyline in this football game. Another run for Williams. He's got the 1st down, and he's got it at the 40-yard line for Texas A&M. Nick Kwiatkowski, the glue of that defense, as you said, able to finally make the stop. But A&M's on the march here with plenty of time on the clock and all 3 timeouts at Jake Spavital's fingertips.
Yeah, and Trey Williams has been dangerous so far early in this game.
Got a whistle here. Not sure why.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but it gives an advantage to West Virginia. They got him on the ropes, and they make a quick substitution. Gives them some time to catch a breath here.
Well, they spot the football at the 39. They start the clock up. No explanation.
Adjusting the chains, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that fixed. And we're under 2 minutes to go in the half. Kyle Allen, a little bobble in the backfield, and he is dropped. Kwiatkowski quick to wrap him up. And the Aggies again avoiding a bad play there.
Yeah, it looked like a busted play in the backfield, and
now A&M calls a timeout. They still have 2 remaining. .149 to go here in the half. While we have a moment, let's get an update from John Saunders in the studio.
All right, guys, thanks a lot. Well, here in New Orleans, Louisiana, site of the Sugar Bowl, the Alabama Crimson Tide will face the Ohio State Buckeyes, and we'll have reports on both teams. We'll also look ahead to the Rose Bowl. Can Marcus Mariota deliver the Heisman Trophy plus a national championship? And Michigan, looks like the Wolverines have their man, and he's Jim Harbaugh. All that coming up at halftime when you're done out there.
All right, thanks, John. Texas A&M getting a big break with that roughing the punter penalty to keep this drive alive. They would love to get on the board here before halftime. They're down 6. 1 of 5 today on 3rd down. They're looking at a 2nd and 8 here. Allen out of the gun, backing up, throws it, screen to Trey Carson. He's got a 1st down and more. Down to the 17-yard line. Dillon and Joseph finally make the tackle. That's a gain of 20.
Yeah, really nice play call design here. Just taking advantage of a defensive line that's been coming up the field. They dump it off to Carson. He gets a big gain and gets him a much-needed 1st down, gets him closer into the red zone.
Allen takes a shot at the end zone. It's incomplete. Sabian Holmes was the receiver. Terrell Chestnut covering him. So now 2nd down and 10. And the clock stops with 1:35 to go. A&M still has 2 timeouts remaining. It's a real test for the true freshman here in crunch time at the end of the half.
And you see that dummy snap count they're using? It's allowing Kyle to survey the defense, the coaches to see the defense. They want to change the play, see if there's a blitz, gives them a little bit of an advantage.
It's Trey Carson. Get 3. Carson will head to the sideline. Bring Trey Williams back as that clock continues to run. 3rd down and 7. We've got a great field goal kicker in Josh Lambo. They would love to get in the end zone and get a chance to take the lead back. But in trouble here is Allen on the 12th play. Gets away. 1st down, and he dives for the pylon. Did he step out? No. Touchdown. What a great job by the freshman Allen to stay in bounds and score from 14 yards out. And it looked like a doomed play.
Number 97, Wachuko's coming on the outside, and he flushes out, he creates, just spins around. Nobody's home to contain. Great drive, great ability. Sticks his shoulder down, and look, this kid's a competitor. Keeps his feet in bounds before the ball, and his body falls out, crosses the goal line. I'll tell you what, it's a big touchdown. We got a ball game.
And Texas A&M regains the lead with under a minute to go before half.
A lot of pressure, great fake. There's no contain though when you come around. Kyle Allen makes a play. They take a 1-point lead here. Now 53 seconds left before the half, Clay. Obviously that's enough time for either of these offenses to score, but momentum right now, Texas A&M responding to take the lead.
I know what those West Virginia fans that are watching are thinking right now, that that penalty call on the punt led to that touchdown. But look at that, 55 combined points, ties the most points scored in a half in Liberty Bowl history. The Aggies, right now anyways, looking like they're going to have a lead going into the locker room. Corps cadets, man, they look so sharp. 53 seconds is a lot of time for this West Virginia offense, and keep in mind they've got one of the best kickoff return men in the country, Mario Alford, back to return this Taylor Bertolet kick. First team All-American is Alford. 2 touchdown returns this year. Alford's going to bring it out from about a yard deep. Changes field. Comes to the wide side, gets across the 20, now cuts it back 30, 35, 40, 45, and gets it to midfield. And there's still 43 seconds on the clock. They are already getting very close to Lambert field goal range, who has one of the strongest legs in the country.
Alford's got some special speed, man. I'll tell you,
He does.
You talk about, and listen, Texas A&M is not in their lanes. That huge cutback lane was available. You got to be in those lanes to make those tackles against a speedy return man in Alford.
There's Lambert. He had a career-long 55-yarder to beat Texas Tech earlier this year. And about the 37, 38-yard line to get within his range. Smallwood, 45 of Texas A&M.
And we got to speed it up here. You got 30 seconds. Got to have a plan here with the clock ticking down. You got one timeout. Got to be smart as a quarterback. Don't force anything in. Get field goal range. Try to get some points.
Again to the flat. Alford, he is dumped in a loss of about 3 on the play. The clock stops with 13, make it 12 seconds to go.
Right there, the receiver needs to go outside on that, even though he starts to see some space, try to get the clock stopped. Now they got to burn a timeout with 12 seconds. You need a nice, you probably need, what, another 15 yards reception to get out of bounds.
And again, Josh Lambert, he set an NCAA record for the most field goals of 40 or more yards this year with 15, as long as 55. I'd like to get a 10, 15 more yards to make it easier for him. But the young quarterbacks have had a pretty good first half.
Yeah, Kalen Allen, I've been impressed by this true freshman. He's come in, he showed he's a competitor. He can shake off the bad mistakes and make some big throws. And right now he's been leading this offense. Skylar Howard, same thing. These guys are emotional quarterbacks. They're showing you they have some great leadership skills, and they've both been playing a competitive football game and are going into halftime with a close game.
This is what we expected. The back and forth, a lot of offense to talk about. Defense at times suspect, but the young quarterbacks have played pretty well.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing is getting the ball to your playmakers. Letting these receivers for both teams, they got some special players. Let these guys go out, and you saw a little bit of a running game too by Texas A&M that's taken some pressure off the passing game.
Howard chased out of the pocket, got rid of it. And there is a penalty flag out there. Deshaun Hall had him in the grasp, and I think this is going to be intentional grounding. With 7 seconds remaining for West Virginia.
Intentional grounding. Number 3 of the offense. It's a spot foul. Loss of down. 4th down.
Yeah, you'll see the pressure here over the right guard. Just going to find his way to Skylar Howard. It's basically a loop. The twist game, and it's just effort getting to the quarterback. Does a nice job. Hall getting the sack.
And after that, West Virginia will let the clock run out. And Texas A&M will have the lead at the half, 28-27. What a half it was. 4 lead changes, many big plays, and penalties. A huge factor in this game, including one that kept a drive alive for Texas A&M and allowed them to take the lead here in the first half.
Defensive adjustments is what I want to see. Which team's going to make those adjustments to stop each other in the second half?
Let's go down to Dawn.
Thank you, guys. Hey, Coach Holgorsen, A&M with a little bit of momentum there going into the half. What do you need to do defensively to slow them down?
Well, you know, they're doing a good job of mixing it up, running pass. You know, I thought we had a thing in pretty good shape there with a couple of minutes to go. We decided to drop a couple of balls on offense, get a couple of holding calls, which put us in some bad situations, gave them the ball back, and then we got to stop them. You know, that's too much for them on offense.
All in all, though, Skylar Howard, how would you assess what he's been able to do?
Competing. You know, he loves to play the game. He's competing. We got to get him settled down a little bit. He got kind of fired up there at the end, but fun game, pretty entertaining.
Sure is. Thank you, Coach. Play.
2 young quarterbacks, ironically, each with exactly 195 yards passing in the first half and multiple touchdowns. John Saunders, Mark May, Butch Davis in the studio for the halftime report right after these messages.